Ladies and gentlemen, it is coming up on a week since Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 has been launched. And if you're like me and like everyone else who's playing the game, the thing that you're probably doing right now is leveling up weapons. Now, unlike previous Call of Duty games, I would generally make a video saying this is the fastest way to level up weapons, period. This is what you got to do. This is what's going to level them the fastest. This game is a little bit different because as opposed to just one set way to do it, there's actually like a bunch of little things that kind of add up and are going to help you level weapons faster and faster. So instead, what I'm going to be doing in this video is giving you 5 different tips on the fastest possible ways you can level up your weapons. Some of these are simple and just include what is the best game mode to play. Others are really small details that are going to add up quickly and really help you level up those weapons fast. So instead of me babbling on, let me dive in and show you exactly what I mean and exactly what are the fastest ways to level up your weapons. So as far as what are the best methods to level up weapons, I'm sure you've heard this in other people's videos, but the first most important thing is going to be whatever game mode you are actually playing. As far as the game modes go in this game, I want you to think of them as 3 separate entities. You have ground war, you have invasion, and you have any 6v6 mode. Now we're going to talk about all 3, but by far the best one to play for weapon leveling is invasion. Now the problem with invasion is that basically you spawn at the back of the map, you have to run to the far side of the map, and then your goal is not to kill players but rather to kill AI. A bunch of them spawn in at a time, they are very easy to kill, they won't really shoot you too much, and they give you even more weapon XP, or at least very close weapon XP to the player kills that you would get in game. On top of that, because they're really easy to kill and they spawn in frequently, you can kill a lot of them very quickly. However, the downside to this is, number 1, at least in my opinion, it is very boring, and you spend a lot of time running from the back of the map to the forefront of the map. Now, to make this a little bit better, you can use the tactical insertion field upgrade with the munitions box field upgrade, throw those both down, and you can spend a longer period of time in the enemy spawn getting kills. This is by far currently the best method to level up weapons the fastest, without a shadow of a doubt. However, in my opinion, it is also the most boring. Now, second closest to that behind it is ground war. Ground war gives you about 3 to 4 times the amount of XP for your weapon per kill than normal 6v6 does. Now, because of this, it is better than normal 6v6, but you're not killing bots like invasion, so it is a little bit slower. However, it won't melt your brain as much as playing invasion for hours on end will. Personally, I don't really like either of these modes. It's not my cup of tea. I would love to just play 6v6. The problem with that is the weapon leveling is excruciatingly slow in 6v6. 1 to 2 weapon levels a game, as opposed to sometimes 5 or 6 in a game of invasion. Now, this is where the more specific tips come in. They're not going to give you as much weapon XP, but they're going to help you do it faster over a longer period of time, especially when you have 51 weapons to level up. Now, the important thing to note when leveling weapons is everything you do in game that rewards you score will give you weapon XP as long as you are holding that weapon. Let me give you the easiest example. So one of the best ways to level weapons is with kill streaks, and going on kill streaks, therefore you're going to get more weapon kills. But on top of that, if you are holding a weapon, say for example, you are holding an AK and you call in a VTOL, the kills that your VTOL actually gets while you are holding your AK are going to give you XP for that individual weapon. That is why streaks like the VTOL jet, mortar strike, or things that you actually don't have to control are going to contribute more to your weapon XP. On top of that, you were able to get weapon kills while your streaks do their work. So in my opinion, the best one for this currently is the VTOL jet. It gets me the most kills, and all of those kills count towards my weapon XP for those individual weapons. So a very good way to level them and add additional XP to all of your weapons is choosing the correct streaks. Another example of this is the strangest example of this, and one of the most useless pieces of equipment in the game, which is the decoy grenade. Now, the reason why I say it's useless is because if you shoot your weapon, you don't show up on the minimap. However, if you throw a decoy grenade, it makes the sound of shooting a weapon, and that shows up on the minimap. So it won't confuse many people, but the reason why I say this is a secret is because when you use this, if a teammate gets a kill on one of the enemies in the vicinity of your decoy grenade, you are going to get score for that, therefore giving you weapon XP for that. And it's not going to be a lot, but over time it will add up. And the area I've noticed that this makes the most difference is definitely in ground war. In ground war, if you just simply throw this at a flag that the enemy holds, if your teammates get kills around that flag, you are going to get XP for it. And if you use restock, you can use multiple of these a life. You get them very, very quickly, and therefore more and more XP. And again, it's not going to seem like a lot at first. Trust me, it is going to add up. So going back to Invasion, as I mentioned, this is the fastest way to level up weapons, but it is very, very boring. You got your tactical insertion working for you, so you spawn closer to the enemies. You have your munitions box, so you can stay alive and use that weapon longer. Now, a couple other things you should know about this mode, and this works for ground war as well. As I mentioned, when you are holding a weapon and do things, it's going to give you XP for that weapon. This includes getting kills in a vehicle. So yes, those annoying people running around in tanks, which I really can't stand, are actually getting weapon XP. I hate it, I don't like it, but it is the way that it works. Now, 6v6 isn't totally useless. It does work for leveling weapons, it's just a little bit slower. Now, what I recommend for this is there are specific weapons that I think are better to level in 6v6. Shotguns being the primary example. I just found shotguns really hard to use in Invasion, and on top of that in ground war. So shotguns, and then on top of that, I like to do SMGs in 6v6 as well. You can definitely do them in ground war and Invasion. They just don't have the range that the other weapons did, and that is kind of the best situation I found for leveling the rest of the weapons, is using them at long range and picking off those enemies and those AI. Now, if you are going to play 6v6, you're probably going to want to play an objective game mode, because any objectives complete also count towards whatever weapon you're holding's XP as well. So kill confirmed, domination, essentially anything along those lines is going to help you a little bit more, because not only are you going to get the XP for kills, you're also going to get the XP for your weapon when you complete objectives as well. Now, let's say you're one of those people who are also grinding camos. I also have a tip for you guys as well. Grinding camos is, in my opinion, a little bit easier within 6v6. You just simply get more kills faster, which means if you need mounted kills, you're just going to get more faster and complete those faster. So the way to actually do this, in my opinion, the best possible way is play Invasion with a weapon until there's 2 or 3 weapon levels left. Check out what your challenges are, and then hop into a 6v6 match to do those last few weapon levels. That way you are completing your weapon camos at the same time that you were getting those final levels for that weapon. The final thing is launchers. Launchers are going to be probably your hardest to level up, and the reason for that is taking out kill streaks and things like that with your launchers does not give you that much XP for them. The best way to do so is actually get kills on people, which isn't always the easiest thing to do. Another method you could use for this, for a couple of the launchers, like the RPG and the Pila, is you can go into Spec Ops and get player kills or AI kills with those launchers, and it'll level them up relatively quickly, and those weapons don't have too many levels, so that's a pretty good way to at least get them started. So in summary, if you want to do this the fastest way possible, play Invasion with tactical insertions and munition boxes on. Go on kill streaks, specifically using kill streaks that you do not control and can be holding a weapon while they get you kills. On top of that, rock decoy grenades with restock if you can, throwing them into enemy objectives, hoping your team gets kills on players around those decoy grenades. This is going to amplify the amount of XP you get and help you get XP for those weapons and level those weapons the fastest way possible. So I went through that as quickly as possible. Hopefully you found some of those tips informative. Hopefully you learned something new. If you did, always appreciate it if you hit that like button. If you want to stay up to date on everything Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, everything like that, make sure you subscribe, turn notifications on, and let me know what you think down in the comments. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.
We are reaching for the stars, but